Hey, it's me, Godly Gary, with another episode of Miraculous Miracles. You know, because you sinners out there, you disbelievers of the magic of God, I mean the miracle of God, you don't believe because you say, hey, where's the miracles? Where's the good stuff? You know, where's the evidence that God is doing good? And so I'm going to give you the evidence because I got the stories. I know God because I know His power. I have seen it work in the world. And so the miracle today, we're going to talk about a miracle that happened just months ago. I was walking, minding my own business, thinking about God and the Lord and power and Lordy stuff, and about, you know, how good it is to be all in connection with the Lord. And I was walking, and there was this bird, dead, just right there, dead, right in front of me, dead. I don't know why they die right there on the path like that, but it happens. They're just dead on the path. And I'm looking at the bird, and I'm saying, oh, it just come to me. God like says, oh, remember, you're supposed to do something with the bird. And I'm saying, wait, what am I supposed to do? And it came to me, I'm supposed to give the bird to a poor person. Because the God says, you know, Lordy, he says, hey, you're better than the poor person. You shouldn't be eating no tainted, maybe tainted. This bird may be tainted, so you don't eat the bird. You give it to a poor person. And you never should think that maybe you're equal to the poor person. You should never think that, well, maybe you should eat the bird and give the poor person the pizza in your friggin' cupboard, right? Or the roast beef in your refrigerator. No, you don't want to be doing that. You want to give the poor person the dead bird. So, I'm saying, damn, I'm living here and there's no poor people around. So what am I going to do? I got this perfectly good poor person dead bird. What am I going to do with it? So, it came to me like a vision. The Lord said, hey, you know that guy in New York? You give him a call. There's lots of poor people in New York. And so I know this guy in New York. And he's got kind of a messed up life. I mean, he knows the Lord, but he don't know the Lord. You know what I mean? It's like he says he knows the Lord, but, you know, you don't know what his life don't look like he's knowing the Lord. But anyway, I give him a call and I say, hey, I'm going to send you this here bird. And at first he's like, I don't get it. What are you sending me a bird for? And then I remind him, remember, the Lord said, give the bird to the dead poor people. And he said, oh shit, that's right. This is perfect. Okay, send me the bird and I'll give it to a poor person. Okay. So I packaged up the bird, you know, and put it like UPS, sent it to New York 3 days, and it was there, you know. So he had a dead bird. And you know, the bird's a little bit more dead now. After 3 days, it's a little deader. But it's still a perfectly good dead bird. I mean, you could definitely tell it was still a dead bird. It wasn't something else yet. It was still a dead bird. And so he gets the bird, and so he goes on the street looking for somebody living in the cardboard box. Because, you know, that's always a giveaway for the poorness, is the living in the cardboard box. And so he gives this bird to this guy in the cardboard box. And he puts it there and he says, this is a gift from the Lord. And the guy looks at him and picks up the bird and apparently wasn't too impressed, but from what I hear, he throws the bird right in his face and says, fuck you, right? So he must have been Satan living in that damn box, or saying words like that. I mean, it wasn't God talking, that was Satan talking. But God works through Satan, right? So the bird hits him in the face, right? And it disorients him, right? So he falls backwards. And then in New York, they got these curbs, and he falls backwards over the curb, right? And he falls backwards and falls flat on the road, and one of them city buses runs right over his head. Right over it, squash. That's what I hear, right? And so then there's this other guy, right, in the crowd. And he goes like, holy shit, you know, because the guy just got his head run over, right? And so then this really hot girl, you know, she sees the guy saying, holy shit. And so, you know, all of a sudden she's like, oh, hey, that guy's pretty cool. You know, looks pretty good. And so they get together, right? And it's like a God miracle. See, these two people would have never known each other, would have never had great sex, would have never had a great life, if it wasn't for the fact that this guy, that I gave him the bird, and then the bird went to the guy in the box, and then it got his face, and then onto the bus, and the bus went over his head. Now, see, the great thing about the bus running over his head, that's proof of God. Because God is just saying, you're ready for heaven. I mean, I've never been lucky to be taken by God like that. I mean, so far, I haven't been perfect enough. But see, I thought this guy was flawed, but actually he was perfect. He was right on the cusp of being perfect. And when he gave that cardboard box guy the bird, that was his perfection. He had finished. It's like if you're a Cub Scout. You do these certain things, and all of a sudden you get the badge. It says you're official. You're a Weebelo or something. You know, you get that official thing that says you made it. And that's all it's about. You just got to get the right things. And so I keep asking for God to, you know, lead me to the right things, and I just haven't gotten there yet. But I've been instrumental in making it happen for other people. And so how can you deny it? How can you deny the existence of God? How can you deny the miracle of God? There's just no way you can. It's impossible. It's no logic. How can you see it and deny it when it's so obvious? It's all around you. It's happening all the time. There are miracles just like this happening every single day. Oh, so I'll bring you another miracle. You know, and maybe once a week we'll bring you a miracle. Because you've got to understand, there's no way you can deny God. I mean, the miracles are there. And they will fill your heart. They'll fill your mind. They'll just fill you with an understanding of the completeness of this. It makes so much sense. It'll be like what makes sense? You know, like water coming out of a faucet. It makes sense like that. I mean, that makes perfect sense. I mean, how else would you do that? Water comes out of the faucet. It makes sense. It's perfect. Or like water flushing down the toilet. It's perfect. You know, there's lots of things like that. It's like perfect. And it'll make sense like that. I guarantee it. So just be open to it. Be open to the Lord. Be open to the miracle of God. Because it's all around you. Okay. That's all. I won't talk forever. Because, you know, you don't like it when I talk too much anyway. And I already talked way too much. There's going to be big trouble. Because, you know, people are going to say, I'm not listening to all that shit. You know? Well, I was supposed to say, see, that's probably what's getting me in trouble with the Lord. Because sometimes these words come out of my mouth, and I'm saying, hey, I'm not supposed to talk like that. That word ain't in the Bible. I'm supposed to say thou and thus and stuff like that. You know, Paul or Jacob. That's what I'm supposed to be saying. I ain't supposed to be saying no, you know, bad words. But anyway, I'm working on me. You work on you. But I mean, you got to know it's the truth. You got to know I'm speaking the truth. Look at my eye. Look at that. Look at that eye. That's truth on. That's truth in that eye. You know it. You see it. So, till next time, this has been Godly Gary with, what the hell the title is? Miraculous Miracles. That's right. Because they're all around you. You just got to be able to look for them. If you open your eyes and you're willing to see them, you'll see them. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.